That iconic countdown, that blistering bass line, that raw, unstoppable energy. Most of us know I Saw Her Standing There as the song that helped kick off Beatlemania. But what if I told you that this track isn't just a great song? It's a foundational text. It's a lesson in songwriting, a tale of studio battles, and a true story of an entire musical revolution being launched by a B-side. Today, we're diving deep into the untold story behind one of the Beatles' most enduring rock and roll anthems. The story begins not in a studio, but on a drive home. It's October 1962, and Paul McCartney is in the car, leaving a gig. A melody pops into his head, a simple, infectious rhythm. He starts working on the lyrics, and for a few weeks, he gets help from an unlikely co-writer, his girlfriend at the time, a young woman named Celia Mortimer. She later recalled how Paul had her help him with lines like, "She was just 17, you know what I mean." This early collaboration, though a small detail in history, shows how the song was being built piece by piece, even before John Lennon got involved. When McCartney finally brought the unfinished tune to John Lennon at his home on Fortland Road, the real magic happened. In a moment of their songwriting genius, Lennon helped sharpen the lyrics and finalize the structure. This was the pure, unadulterated Lennon-McCartney process in action. And here's where a lesser-known but fascinating fact comes in. The Beatles, and particularly John and Paul, were never shy about borrowing from their heroes. They called it nicking. For "I Saw Her Standing There," Paul freely admitted that he took the instantly recognizable bass line almost note for note from Chuck Berry's 1961 song, "I'm Talking About You." This wasn't plagiarism. It was a tribute, a piece of rock and roll history being passed down and reinvented for a new generation. By the time the song was ready for the studio, it was already a live staple. We have some incredible, albeit low-quality live recordings from their early days in Hamburg's Star Club and Liverpool's Cavern Club. You can hear the raw, unpolished energy of a band at the peak of their performance powers. But the definitive version was recorded on February 11th, 1963, for their debut album, Please Please Me. It was a marathon 12-hour session that saw them record almost the entire album in a single day. "I Saw Her Standing There" was one of the first tracks to go down. This is a great point for guitar enthusiasts, because this session marks a significant milestone for a young George Harrison. The blazing guitar solo on the track? That was George's first ever recorded solo on a Beatles album. His energetic performance helped give the song its signature rock and roll edge, cementing his role as the band's lead guitarist. The entire recording process for this song and for the album was a testament to the band's incredible chemistry and live experience. They were able to capture their stage sound in the studio with breathtaking speed and precision, a hallmark that would define their early work. While the song was a huge success in the UK, its journey to America was a little more complicated. By late 1963, the Beatles were desperate to break the US market. The single, "I Wanna Hold Your Hand," was chosen as their big push. And what song did Capitol Records choose as the perfect B-side? "I Saw Her Standing There." This placement was pure genius. While "I Wanna Hold Your Hand" was the pop hit, "I Saw Her Standing There" was the declaration. It was the moment American teenagers heard a full-throttle, no-holds-barred rock and roll band that sounded nothing like anything they'd ever heard before. It was the perfect 1-2 punch. But here's where the story gets really interesting. Because of the messy and complicated record deals of the time, the song was actually released by two different labels in the United States. Capitol Records released it as the B-side to "I Wanna Hold Your Hand," but VJ Records, a small label that had an earlier claim to some Beatles tracks, also released it. And the two versions had one major difference. VJ's version omitted the famous 1, 2, 3, Fabris countdown that kicks off the song. It's a small detail, but a great piece of trivia that highlights the chaotic nature of the Beatles' first days in America. I Saw Her Standing There wasn't just a studio success, it was a live showstopper. From 1963 to mid-1964, it was a constant fixture in their set list. It was the kind of high-energy opener that would get the crowd screaming and the band into their rhythm. They performed it on numerous television shows, including the classic British show Ready, Steady, Go. These performances captured the essence of the Beatles as a live act. All raw energy, mop-top charm, and undeniable musical talent. The song served as a powerful declaration of their love for classic rock and roll, proving that they weren't just a boy band, they were a legit, kick-ass rock band. So the next time you hear I Saw Her Standing There, listen a little closer. Hear the Chuck Berry influence in the bass line. Listen for George's youthful guitar solo. And of course, listen for that famous count-in that's either there or not there, depending on what version you're listening to. It's a song that perfectly encapsulates the Beatles at the start of their journey. A young, energetic band with a talent for brilliant, hook-filled rock and roll, ready to take over the world, one B-side at a time. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the music of the Beatles.